Okay, hi, it's Tara Green. It is January the 13th here, bringing you the astrology of the day. It is the new moon here in Eastern Standard Time and Greenwich Mean Time as well. So the sun conjunct the moon at 23 plus degrees of Capricorn is the first anniversary of the Saturn Pluto conjunction of a year ago. So this marks a kind of the end of a mourning time of a big event because those two planets really took down the whole world in COVID, I would say. And, it was predicted not by too many astrologers, but anyway, we can see the effects of Saturn and Pluto. And Saturn is still ruling Aquarius right now with Jupiter expanding that sense of justice and freedom and new beginnings in the world. So we're having to deal with Pluto, digging even deeper now. It's like year one anniversary. We're going to dig deeper. We're going to bring out the corruption. We're going to expose the shadows. Things are not what they seem because I think people are used to the status quo. That's also Capricorn energy. And so this sense of a new beginning, even though people are excited about it, I think it's going to take a while to really unearth what's really going on here. Now, other heavy aspects. Mars square Saturn today. Mars and Saturn are malefic, so when they square off, it's high tension. Think about them as boxers in a ring. So Saturn in Aquarius still ruling Aquarius. You got to remember that all these planets are Saturn ruled right now. Mars in Taurus is very sensuous, kind of lazy, doing the kind of stopping and smelling the roses when he's in Taurus, but it's also he rules the bull market, and squaring Saturn in Aquarius, which rules the internet, Bitcoin, which we've seen taken off like crazy. This could be a hold up, could be some legislation coming here temporarily. The moon is void, of course, until it enters Aquarius at 11:44 a.m. This is again Eastern Standard Time. The moon conjuncts Saturn, so again, a repeat of all these different aspects bouncing off each other. The moon is always the mood of the people, what we're feeling, the feeling tone of the day. Moon conjunct Saturn, again, restriction. Restrictions of freedoms, more lockdowns. I've just announced more of them today here in Toronto, more severe and more penalties for that as well. So people are in this kind of avenging angel kind of energy, I would say, like they're big heroes righting the wrongs. That Saturn and Aquarius, kind of Robin Hood energy. The moon squares Mars, again, difficult. It's a battle between the body, the mind, and Saturn Aquarius is about restrictions and thoughts and words and internet and all that stuff and shutting things down, which you have to be careful of because it is suppression of democracy and free speech. Yes, certain hate speech, of course, should be stopped, but it affects everybody. So Venus and Uranus then. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. They're trining each other. So this brings benefits and starts to bring some wealth flowing again in terms of money, but in a unique and unusual way, and it may not be long-lasting. It may be only temporary. You might find unusual connections with people on the internet or through your work, because most people are working at home these days, or unexpected money coming to you. It can be a good thing. Or new ways of inventing money or inventing ways to make money on the internet. Very literally, that's what it's about. So the moon sextiles Chiron and Aries. Again, this allows us to access where our vulnerabilities are, our woundedness, our weakness, allows us to talk about it. Sextiles are very nice, positive aspects. And then the moon conjuncts Jupiter in Aquarius. So we should be feeling quite lightheaded in a way, open-minded at the end of the day, a bit more largesse, as the French would say. And then the moon squares Uranus and Taurus. So again, we're back to that Uranian hard energy again. Remember, we're still reverberating with Mars and Saturn all day until, they make aspects to other planets. And we're right on the next day, on the 14th, then Uranus is going direct. So Uranus, during this new moon, at its most powerful, as it stations retrograde, about to turn direct. So when Uranus turns direct, you can see 3:36 a.m. That's in Eastern Standard Time on the 14th. Very powerful turnaround. Uranus has been retrograde for the last 4 months or so. Most of these outer planets are retrograde 4 to 5 months of the year. And so then Uranus ruling Bitcoin, ruling radicals, ruling freedom, ruling revolution, ruling people who go against the grain, people who are different, outsiders, they get to move ahead now, okay? And again, whatever's happening on the internet, surveillance, that whole thing with WhatsApp just came down. But ultimately, it's about freedom. It's about developing tools and technology to free us up, to help the environment, and to lessen our footprint, I would say. The moon conjuncts Mercury in Aquarius. So again, so new ideas can come in at this time in the early morning, flashes of insights. Mercury in Aquarius is good. It does help us to get detached. We have to be careful that we don't get too detached because we can't deal with the other heavier things going on. And then the moon goes void, of course, again. Seems like it just did that on the 13th. So it's a very fast time for the moon to just go into one sign and then stop making the traditional aspects. And then we're heading for a very heavy Sun conjunct Pluto. So again, this is a big power struggle, big power battle. It's literally like, people have been talking about spiritual battle, a war between good and evil. This is exactly what this is all about. So again, at that 23rd degree, again, reiterating, it's like, or 24th degree, reiterating, it's like a gong has been sounded and it's reverberating out to the universe. The old guard, that's Capricorn, that's ruled by Saturn, and Pluto also, plutocracy, joining together. Death, rebirth, transformation. Pluto rules money, it rules sex, it rules wealth, it rules death. So it could be, hearing about more deaths, more limitations, more plutonic control. That's, the plutocrats trying to control the world. So we have to be careful that a police state isn't already in place taking over. So we need to be mindful and grounded and aware of what's really going on, what our bodies are feeling, because the body never lies. So sorry to bring you such heavy news, but it is important for you to understand what's really going on. So trust what's in your bones, what's in your DNA. History is kind of being rewritten. Everything's being rewritten now. In some ways, we need to depend on what's happened in the past. We need to honor Saturn. We need to honor our ancestors. This could be a big healing of a lot of secrets. This is coming up in the news. Colonialism everywhere. Religions controlling everything. I've been against all organized religions for 20, 30 years myself here. So, but expect the unexpected with Uranus turning direct in this heavy Pluto-Saturn energy. Bringing to light the darkness. Maybe not what you expect. Trying to stay neutral. That's Aquarius energy. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube. Follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Many blessings.